What if the voices history tried to silence were finally heard? What if the untold stories of everyday women, their struggles, their strength, their truth, were spoken aloud for the world to listen? That's exactly what Kathryn Stockett's powerful novel, The Help, does. Set in 1960s Mississippi, this book takes us into a world divided by race, tradition, and change, and reveals what happens when courage pushes through fear. At its heart, The Help follows three extraordinary women. First, there's Skeeter, a young white woman who dreams of becoming a writer and is brave enough to question the racist norms around her. Then there's Aibileen, a wise and compassionate maid who has spent her life raising the children of white families while mourning the loss of her own son. And finally, there's Minny, sharp-tongued, fiery, and strong, who refuses to let anyone break her spirit even when standing up for herself costs her everything. Together, these women form an unlikely alliance to tell a story the world doesn't want to hear: the real experiences of Black maids in the South. The book paints a vivid picture of daily life: the quiet dignity of Aibileen's care, the humor and fierceness of Minnie's resistance, and the inner conflict of Skeeter as she risks her reputation and safety for truth. Through their voices, we see the ugly truths of racism, but also the shining hope of friendship, empathy, and change. Stockett doesn't shy away from the harsh realities of the era, but she also gives us moments of warmth, laughter, and love that remind us of the resilience of the human spirit. What makes The Help unforgettable is not just its history, it's how relevant it still feels today. It's about speaking up even when your voice shakes. It's about choosing what's right even when it's risky. And it's about the bonds we form when we see each other's humanity beyond color, class, or circumstance. By the end, you don't just know these women, you feel them. If you've been looking for a story that inspires, challenges, and moves you, The Help is more than a novel. It's an experience. And the audiobook makes that experience even more powerful, bringing each character's voice and emotion to life in a way that feels like you're sitting in the room with them. So, if you're ready to step into a story of courage, truth, and the power of voices united, don't just stop here. Dive into the full audiobook of The Help. Let their stories inspire you, make you laugh, make you think, and remind you why stories like this matter.